Okay, so boys and girls, when we stopped yesterday, little Chiro had just eaten his breakfast and he was sitting there and he was trying to decide what he was going to do. Was he going to go straight home to his mama, or was he going to try and explore? And based on the picture that we're starting with in our story today, what do you think he's decided to do? Well, let me read and we'll find out. So Chiro flew a bit farther, and the familiar fell away from him, out, out to the margins of the world, and then he was truly on his own. So he did not go straight home to his mama. He flew fast toward a high dune, each grain of sand calling out in chorus as he passed. Chiro flapped up and over the top of the dune and out over the strand, singing louder than he ever sang before. Aren't these pictures gorgeous? See, this is one of the reasons I like this book, ladies and gentlemen. It's because of these pictures. They're so pretty. And a lot of times pictures in a story will help you understand the story better. Out went his song over dark water, then, again and again, each wave on the ocean rising up to greet him, each splash of sea foam becoming kin to him. The sky began to change, grow light, and cast long shadows over the shore. With the morning came memory, his mother's voice, her warm wings. Chiro knew that it was time to go home. Flying higher than he'd ever flown, Chiro began to sing, listening, listening. The music of the land rose up in all of its many textures, each tree, each cliff, each place he'd passed, until finally the song of home added its voice to the others. His cave called out from the blanketing shrubs and pillows of moss at its mouth, and Chiro followed that familiar sound back into the sheltering earth. What do you think his mother's going to say when he comes in? His mother caught him all up in her wings and asked, "Was it very dark in the world, little wing? What did you see?" "Why, Mamma," Chiro said, laughing, "it was very, very dark." But look at his face. He doesn't look scared anymore, does he? And I saw everything. And then he yawned and turned his head into the warmth of her body, letting the rising sun's quiet song carry him, lull him, sing him to sleep. So, boys and girls, did you notice how Chiro was he was out and about at nighttime and he was sleeping during the day? Animals that do that are called nocturnal animals. They are nocturnal. That means they are awake at nighttime and they sleep all day long while you're awake. And there's a special word for a bat's song. Chiro was singing, but there's a special word that we call that for real. Bats really do. They kind of sing and they hear what's going on. We call that echolocation. And that's a really special word that applies to bats. And there are some other animals that do it as well. And so what happens is this. Have you ever gone someplace and heard an echo? You might stand in the middle of an empty room, and it's really big and you can hear the sound after you've talked. Or if you stand at the top of a mountain sometimes and you're yelling down the mountain, sometimes you can hear the sound coming back, and we call that an echo. And that's how bats move around at night, because they don't have very good eyesight, and it is really dark at night. So they use their echoes to tell them if they're getting ready to hit anything or to fly into anything. So you've learned 2 brand new words. You've learned nocturnal, which means that an animal is awake at night and is sleeping during the day. And you've learned echolocation, which is a big grown-up word that means that you're using sounds to help you tell where you are. You don't have to remember those 2 words. Those are just fun facts for right now. I hope you've enjoyed this story. I really liked this story.